Hello, and welcome to Mythical Slumber, the space where we let ancient stories guide us into our dreams. Tonight, as the world outside settles into silence, let's gently, so gently, set aside the thoughts of the day. Imagine yourself lying in a meadow of soft grass. The night sky above is a canvas of deep indigo velvet, embroidered with 1,000 shivering stars. A soft breeze whispers across your skin, carrying the scent of earth and wildflowers. Now, follow the sound of my voice as we drift into a story that is both ancient and timeless, a story that lives in every blooming flower and in every falling leaf. It speaks of waiting, and it speaks of reunion. This is the story of how spring returns to the world. This is the story of Persephone and the turning of the seasons. Once, in the earliest memories of the world, the earth was bathed in perpetual warmth. An endless spring and summer danced across the land. The goddess of the earth was named Demeter. It was her love that coaxed the grain from the soil and urged the blossoms to open. And she had a beloved daughter, Persephone, who was the very soul of spring. Persephone's laughter could give courage to the shyest buds, helping them unfold into the most vibrant colors. She wore daffodils and hyacinths in her long flowing hair. When she ran barefoot through the fields, a trail of fragrance followed her, and butterflies and bees would dance in her wake. The world was alive because she was. One day, Persephone was in a vast meadow, gathering narcissus flowers under a sun that felt like warm, golden honey on her skin. There, she saw a single flower of impossible beauty. Its petals layered like a star, its scent utterly intoxicating. She reached out her hand, slowly, gently, to pluck it from the earth. But in the moment her fingers touched the stem, the ground itself parted. A dark, silent chasm opened before her. From the shadows emerged a magnificent chariot drawn by 4 powerful black horses, and from it stepped Hades, the quiet king of the Underworld, who had long watched the maiden of spring from his lonely subterranean kingdom. He lifted her gently into the chariot, and the earth sealed itself over them as if nothing had ever happened. All that was left in the sunlit meadow was a scattered basket of flowers and the echo of a single startled cry, carried away by the wind. Her mother, Demeter, soon felt the chilling absence of her daughter. She searched every forest, every riverbank. She asked the wind for answers, but the wind only sighed and hurried past. She asked the sun, but the sun remained silent in its golden gaze. Her heart grew heavier with every passing day. A profound grief, cold and heavy like a blanket of ice, settled over her. And because she was the goddess of the earth, her sorrow became the world's sorrow. She forgot how to bless the fields with golden wheat. She forgot how to ripen the fruit on the vine. And so, the vibrant green leaves began to turn yellow and orange and brown, and they let go of their branches. The flowers withdrew their colors and withered away. The earth grew barren and cold. For the first time, the world knew the melancholy of autumn and the deep, silent frost of winter. The animals went into hiding. Mortals shivered and prayed as the land grew desolate. A world without spring was a world of silence, a world of loss. For a long, long time, Demeter's grief held the world in its grip. At last, Zeus, the king of the gods, could no longer messenger down into the shadowy realm of the underworld with a plea for Hades to allow Persephone to return to her mother. In the quiet, jewel darkness of the underworld, Persephone, now a queen, still yearned for the sunlight, the flowers, and the warmth of her mother's embrace. Hades looked upon her sad and lovely face, and his heart was moved. He agreed, but before she left, the silent king offered her a parting gift, a few pomegranate seeds, glistening like dark red jewels. Unaware of the ancient laws of that realm, Persephone, in her hunger, ate just a few. Those few small seeds bound her to the underworld forever. She could never again remain in the sunlit world for the entire year. For a portion of every year, she would have to return to the shadows to sit on her throne as queen beside Hades. And so, a beautiful, sacred cycle was born. The moment Persephone began her journey back to the world above, a miracle unfolded. Her mother, Demeter, felt her daughter's approach. The ice around the goddess's heart began to melt. Her long-suppressed joy surged forth, breathing life back into the sleeping earth. And you could see it happen. The snow began to melt, flowing into gentle, purpling streams. On the bare branches of the trees, tiny green buds began to swell. Crocuses and snowdrops pushed their way through the thawing soil, offering the first brave splashes of color. This was spring, the season of Persephone's return to her mother, the season of reunion, the season of awakening. All through the long sun-drenched days of summer, Persephone stayed with her mother. They would walk together through fields of golden grain and paint the roses with the deepest shades of crimson. The earth was bountiful, overflowing with the joy of life and the promise of abundance. But when the time of their reunion came to an end, and Persephone had to begin her journey back to the world below, a gentle sorrow would once again touch Demeter's heart. This feeling of farewell painted the leaves in shades of amber, gold, and fire. The air grew crisp and cool, and a soft wind would whisper through the trees, helping them release their colored leaves, letting them drift slowly, slowly down to the ground. This was autumn, the season of remembrance, when the earth, after its vibrant celebration, prepares to rest. And when Persephone finally descended from sight, winter would arrive. Demeter would cover the sleeping earth with a soft white blanket of snow, protecting the dormant seeds and resting roots. She would let the world fall into a deep, peaceful silence as she waited, patiently, hopefully, waiting for the promise of her daughter's return. So, you see, the turning of the seasons is not an ending. It is a cycle that never ceases. It is like our own breath, an inhale and an exhale. Winter is the deep, slow inhale of the earth, gathering its strength. Spring is the long, gentle exhale, releasing all that life and beauty. Every period of cold is just a preparation for the warmth of a reunion, and every moment of waiting makes the embrace of a loved one all the more precious. And now, just feel your own breath flowing in that same natural rhythm, a quiet, steady cycle. With every exhale, let go of a little more of the day, and with every inhale, draw in a little more peace. On the sleeping earth, Persephone is dreaming of springtime flowers, and Demeter is holding onto the hope of her return. And you are drifting now into a warm and peaceful sleep. Good night, sweet dreams.